Hi there, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. It is Sat Chat time. I don't know if I'll be able to talk for the full 28 minutes as usual because I have been feeling under the weather actually. And I don't know how long my voice will hold out because I have had a really bad sore throat. I get back from walking the dog in the morning and I'm just completely just wiped out. Getting that kind of like burny chest feeling, you know, when you're out exercising and stuff. So I don't know how long I'll be able to talk today, but I did want to pop in and say hello and wish you a fine weekend. I know I'm so peaked. I'm looking so peaked and pale today, even with a pound of makeup on. There's nothing I can do. Nothing I can do, folks. This is what you get. This is as good as it gets today. I'm kind of liking the 50s little kerchief in my hair, though. That's kind of I do enjoy that. That's kind of fun. And I have washed my colored hair once, and it hasn't come out. So so I'm thinking this time it's holding. Hopefully, what is going on this week? Well, this week, not much, guys, not much, because I have felt so unmotivated this week. Like Monday, I'm like, okay, Monday morning. I'm always excited for Monday morning because like over the weekend, I'll come up with ideas and stuff I want to try when I'm back down in the studio. And I came down after walking the dog and I'm just like, I don't know what to work on. I was working on some reviews and stuff, but I'm just like, why aren't I feeling inspired? How come? I mean, these are beautiful supplies I'm working with, beautiful watercolors. I cannot wait to tell you about them. They're coming out sometime this month. But I got an advance on them, so I'd have a chance to review them before they arrived to Amazon to be sold, and they're gorgeous. Could I create something wonderful with them? Not this week, no siree. I was just like, nothing, it was inspiring me, nothing was lighting my fire. I was just, I was pushing, but I just couldn't coax the muse out. I don't know. And so I was like, oh my gosh, this is it. I finally run out of ideas. I have finally bled the well dry. I was just very concerned, very worried. And then I had a class to teach at the library, and I was kind of thinking that maybe I wasn't feeling that good, but I'm like, maybe it's just psychosomatic because, you know, when I'm not feeling very inspired, I'm not feeling very like invigorated with ideas. It's like, I don't want to leave the house and interact with people because I'm like, I'm going to be dull as a stump. I don't want to be like around people when I'm not feeling my effervescent best. And I had to go teach a class. And so I'm like, well, you know, I'm not coming down with something. I'm probably just it's probably just psychosomatic. I probably feel like I'm coming down with something because I don't want to face the facts that I've completely run out of ideas and my creative life is over. And so I went and I taught my class. Luckily, I didn't have to come in close contact with anybody. And the next day I had a sore throat and I thought, well, I did a lot of talking. Maybe that's why. I had done a lot of filming previous for like, I filmed all my swatches for that watercolor set I was doing. So, you know, that's a lot of talking. That's talking for quite a long time. And so I'm like, well, you know, my voice could be tired from that. But then yesterday, well, the night before last, I didn't sleep well. I woke up. I woke up in the middle of the night and I couldn't fall back asleep, and then I was just kind of waking up off and on, having crazy dreams, and it was just not enough rest. And I'm an 8-hour night girl. I need my full night's sleep. And last night I slept better. I did keep waking up and I did keep having crazy dreams, but today when I walked the dog, I definitely felt that kind of like, just like burn in your chest with the combination of the cold air. It did get a lot, and plus it's also change of seasons. So like it went from being in the 50s to being in the 30s or 20, actually probably when I took the dog out this morning, it was in the 20s. And that's such a big leap to get used to. So, so either I'm coming down with something, or I have something, or it's change of seasons, or I've completely lost my creative mojo. And you know, this might be my last video ever. I'm just kidding. I don't think it's my last video ever. I actually have a few things actually in the can at this point. But yeah, I hate that feeling. I hate that feeling. It's like, do I even like art anymore? I have no ambition. I have no motivation. I have no inspiration. I hate that. And that's how I've been feeling this week. So boy, what a downer way to start your weekend. I can promise you that you're not going to learn anything in Sat Chat. Now but I can't even promise you that you're going to leave in a good mood. Oh my gosh, this is awful. Oh, well, one fun thing happened this week, one good thing, and maybe you experienced it too, because look what came in the mail. When was the last time we got a printed art supply catalog? It has been forever. It's been at least like 3 years, I think. I can't remember the last, I'm thinking it was maybe 2018 or 2019, maybe the last time we got a Blick catalog, maybe 2019. Let's see, I'm trying to think, because yeah, I bet it's been since 2019 since we've had a printed Blick catalog. So this is a 2023 catalog. Maybe I just didn't get them, but I don't know why I wouldn't get them, because I place orders at Blick fairly regularly. So I'm excited because, you know, when you're looking online for something, you kind of need to know what you're looking for, I think, like, because Blick has so many things. So if I go to Blick, I'm searching a particular product. So I'm not like browsing so much, but with the catalog, you can like flip through and browse and see all the things, maybe things you aren't even from like a type of craft you do. Like you might flip through the printmaking section, even though you're a painter, and you might just get these ideas of different ways to use things that you just wouldn't think of looking for online. So I am a big fan of the printed catalog. Thank you, Blick, for bringing the catalogs back. Maybe the other big art suppliers will do this too. But you know what? I got my first Blick sale catalog this fall. I don't think I'd gotten one of those in a while either. Maybe there's been one, but like I haven't gotten a Cheap Joe's catalog or a Jerry's Autorama catalog. Usually they'll toss them in with orders, the Jerry's ones anyway. But and I haven't ordered it from Cheap Joe's in a little while, so that could be why. But I know probably some of you guys are like, no, that's awful, paper waste and stuff. But those catalogs come out once a year, and you keep them all year, and then you can flip through and you can see. And maybe some people keep them to compare prices year over year. I don't, but yeah, I think they're well worth hanging on to over the year for inspiration and you know, to see what's available. I feel like there's more content in the catalog, and this isn't a commercial for Blick. I'm a Blick affiliate, but I'm not like, you know, hired by Blick or anything. That's something I just did through Share Sale, and anybody can be a Blick affiliate. So I'm not like in any sort of relationship with them, but other than that. But I like it because you can flip through and there'll be more information on certain products I find in the catalog, or more information on, like, say like paper, you're looking for watercolor paper, and there'll be like a whole thing on what are the different types of watercolor paper, what's the difference between this and that, or brushes, they'll have a whole big thing about brushes. And maybe that information is on the website, but usually if you're on the website, you're searching for a particular brand or particular type, and you're not seeing that like kind of category header that has all the information. Maybe it's there, but I see it in the catalog. I haven't seen it online. And that's been nice, because as I've been sitting in my pit of despair, now that I have no creative mojo whatsoever, I've been flipping through the Blick catalog and vicariously enjoying some creative mojo by looking at these things in the catalog that if I was inspired, I could be using. Hopefully this doesn't last very long. I feel like I may be coming through to the other side of it, but I don't know. It's also been a week of having some errands and unpleasant tasks that I've had to do, and none of them have been very big or out of the ordinary. They're just mundane, like, little tasks that I just hate to do because they're not fun. And so I've done all those little, like, you know, paying these bills and doing this and doing that, and, you know, registering vehicles and all that jazz. And it's just like, meh. You know, it's like, I don't want to do these things. These things are dull. These are boring. These are the opposite of making creative, beautiful, wonderful paintings. But since I don't have any motivation for that this week, I might as well get all those checked off the end of the year to-do list. What else? I don't know. Got my Christmas cards made. So that was another thing, though. I did get my Christmas cards made. I made 74, and I posted the video on them yesterday. So that's on my YouTube channel if you want to check it out. They are underwhelming, I will tell you that. There's nothing like spectacular about them, but so when I do Christmas cards, when I do my own personal Christmas cards, generally, gosh, I feel like I need to backtrack a little bit. I don't stamp very often anymore. I used to make a lot of cards. I started off making a lot of cards because I love making cards. I started off making cards because I liked to scrapbook, and it was very practical. I wouldn't even say I loved scrapbooking, but once the kids came along, it was a very practical way to kind of use my creativity to kind of get that creative satisfaction, and also do something very practical, which is preserving photographs. And so I really enjoyed that. And plus I enjoyed the people that I met scrapbooking. It was a social aspect, going from somebody who had a business downtown working with the public, somebody who's always a social butterfly, going from that to stay-at-home parent, was a big switch. So having that, I like the social aspect of scrapbooking. And then when you scrapbook, you have all these scraps, right? You have all these little cuts and, you know, cut off pieces of pretty paper and cardstock and things like that. And some of those papers were expensive back then. You'd buy them by the sheet and they're pricey. And so I didn't want to let those go to waste. So I would make cards with the excess. And, you know, I just collect some rubber stamps and, you know, here and there. And that's kind of how I started in card making. And then a few years down the road, you know, doing a YouTube channel, I got reached out by brands and that's, you know, very validating. Someone say, hey, we love your work. Would you like to use our stamps? Or, hey, we'll hire you to make some videos for us. It's very, very kind of, very affirming for you psychologically, plus you can contribute financially. It's a good feeling. And so I was making cards for pay, basically. And then I kind of stopped doing it for fun. So anytime I made a card, it was like a sponsored video, or at first it was like a design team, you know, it was some design team work. But I didn't do design teams for too long because honestly, after a while, kind of that validation, that exposure pay kind of wore off. That wore thin. It was like, boy, I'm doing a lot of work, putting a lot of hours in for zero pay and just for free stamps. So I didn't do design teams very long, but then I started getting hired from different companies to work with their products, and that was fun. You know, it was a creative challenge. You're giving these products that you really didn't pick out, and you have to find creative ways to use them. So it's more of being a designer or more of like being a project designer than a hobbyist, I guess. And then eventually I got hired to actually design some stamps for different companies, which is kind of fun. But I worked for stamp stores like Top Flight Stamps and Rubber Stamp Tapestry, who sadly, Rubber Stamp Tapestry just closed up shop this week. I couldn't believe it. I was so shocked to see that the other day. It was yesterday or the day before on Facebook that they closed their store. So I'm super bummed about that because they were such a nice company, nice people, very honest. There's some not so honest stamp companies out there. They were a very honest stamp company, very honest company in general. So I'm very sad to see them go. And other companies I've worked with have been honest too. It's just, they were just very good. And it's just sad to see a family business like that close up. So I wish them the best. I hope they have wonderful things in their future. But yeah, I was totally bummed. And they're the people that do the peg stamps. So that was really sad to see. But anyway, so yeah, all of those cards I was making for different companies. And then like I kind of hit this point, and I had some, I don't know, I was just very apathetic, and I don't know if it was like a low-grade depression or what, but I was just kind of like, I don't even know what I like anymore. I was feeling completely, like my creativity was completely used up. I just didn't even know what I was doing with my life, and I didn't even know if I liked making cards anymore. And I didn't know what I liked anymore, to be honest. And so I took a break from it. Once I kind of fulfilled all my obligations with companies, this was a couple of years ago, probably about 2 years ago, when I stopped doing sponsored videos. I'm like, I don't even know what I like anymore. I just need to take a break. And since then, I don't think I've purchased a stamp. But the thing is, when I'd go to make cards for fun, then I'd be using stuff that I bought years ago. I preferred those stamps that I personally picked out and personally purchased. And like when I was working for Top Flight Stamps, they let me choose the stamps that I wanted to work with, which was really awesome. Sometimes they had stuff they wanted to promote in particular, but for the most part I did. But you know, then I was thinking back, it's like, my gosh, when's the last time I bought stamps? I think the last stamps I actually purchased, and maybe you guys will say, no, you did a video when you just bought the stamp. So I'm sure there's probably some outliers that I'm not remembering. But the last stamps I can remember being in a store and buying were some of the Hero Arts layering stamps at Joann's. They had them on sale, and I thought, oh, this is fun, I want to try these. And probably the last stamp show I went to, which was pre-COVID, so that would have been 2019, I think, or 2018 or 2019. So yeah, those were my last stamp purchases, and I did most of my stamp purchasing at the rubber stamp shows. And even then, like every year, my pile of purchases were shrinking every year, just because it's like, I have the things that I like, and adding more to the pile is not making me more creative. In fact, it's making me less creative, and it's making me more overwhelmed, and I'm not enjoying the hobby as much. And I wonder if that's happening to a lot of people, because Well, there's been a lot of stores that have been closing up shop lately. I was really surprised to see Peg Stamps close because their stuff is so unique, and they have such a, I think they have such a big, I don't say big following, but they have such a true following that I was really, really surprised to see them go. But I wouldn't be surprised if more stores don't close up shop, just because you get to the point where you have so much. And I don't think as many younger people are going into the hobby because it takes a lot of space, and it takes a lot of, I don't want to say a lot of money, but it does take a certain amount of money if you want to keep up with the trends. And if you want to have like the more cutting edge things, if you're somebody that wants to kind of be like in the in crowd, I don't want to say in the in crowd. If you're making videos and you want to make videos and make money off stamping, you're probably doing affiliate stuff, which means you got to have new product. And I don't think there are a lot of people that are going to be, you know, willing to do that. And if the amount of people making cards dwindles, then the amount of people watching card making videos dwindles. And I mean, I know I hear it. I hear it a lot from viewers that they just get overwhelmed by the amount of stuff that's out there. And I don't begrudge any company from coming out with cute stamps. If I find an innovative stamp, I'm like, that's awesome. You know, add it to the collection. But I've got so many innovative stamps that I haven't had a chance to use because I have so many stamps. And I'm really happy with my collection. Every once in a while I go through and I pull any sets that seem redundant and pass them along. But generally the things that I'm getting rid of have been things that were kind of paid to promote stuff that was, it's like maybe not my style, and I did the job, and then it's kind of like, well, you know, somebody else would get way more use out of this than I would, or it's really specific and not for an occasion that I would make a card for. You know, sometimes I'd be making cards for companies where it's just like, I don't send this type of card, I don't send that type of card. It's a cute card, it's a nice idea, I just know I would never make a card for that occasion and send it. But that kind of brings me on to making the Christmas cards. The thing that I really enjoy about making Christmas cards is going through the stuff I have and figuring out a design that will work with stuff I have and stuff I want to use up. Like I had gone into Michael's. We haven't had a Michael's too long in our area, and they had these pads of glitter paper, and I think it was like buy one get two free or something like that. And so I ended up with 3 packs of glitter paper, and so I used one of those pads of glitter paper on my. And because it's kind of like, ooh, glitter paper, I've got to save that for something, because it's like they weren't very expensive, and they are, you know, you might as well use them. You know, you have plenty. So I used glitter paper, and then I was flipping through some stamps that I think they were Inkadingadoo stamps, and I can't remember when I bought them, but it was many years ago. Inkadingadoo's out of business. They went out of business, I don't know when. They got bought by did they get bought by American Crafts? Because they got bought by EK Success. And then I think American Crafts bought EK Success, and I think they might have closed down. They closed down Inkadingadoo, and they may have closed down EK Success as well, because I haven't seen any EK Success new product in stores for a long time. And I think maybe because EK Success competed with We Are Memory Keepers, which is also owned by American Crafts. So that's something that really has happened a lot in the last 10 years in the stamping, scrapbooking, paper crafting industry, is that like American Crafts has come in and bought everything up, bought all the smaller brands, and has kept kind of like, I feel like a kind of a tight hold over what gets released. And another thing is the store brands I'm seeing are also made by American Crafts. Like Bo Bunny is owned by American Crafts, and I bought a pad of paper at Joann's. It was like the Park Lane, and then I saw the exact same paper sold under the Bo Bunny brand, and I was like, what? And then I was looking at new Park Lane stuff at Joann's, and it said American Crafts on it. So it's just everything's getting consolidated, and I'm sure probably in other industries too, but I'm really noticing it like to the nth degree here in paper crafting. And I mean, that trend of American Crafts buying up scrapbooking companies started, oh my gosh, probably 10 years ago, but it's just gotten even more consolidated. One thing though that I think is really interesting, a product that I think is really interesting, is the We Are Memory Keepers project tray. And it's like, it looks like a cafeteria tray, or it looks like a stack of like, it's like your Rolly Raskog cart kind of, but instead of having the the bins, it's got like 6 cafeteria trays looking things on it. It's for like sorting your projects. And I love that idea because I sort my projects in baskets like that. And if I didn't have like a bazillion baskets already, then I probably would buy that. But it's kind of expensive too. It doesn't look terribly sturdy, but it's such a cool idea. Anyway, I digress. I just think that's a really cool idea. So I guess if you have a scrapbooker in your life and you're looking for an idea for them, that might be one. They are kind of hard to find. And I think your best price will be to go to like Michael's or Joann's and see who has their storage on sale, and that's probably the best way to do it. I don't think I've seen it on Amazon. They may control the inventory of like where it goes to. I don't know. Some companies do that. They'll only sell to certain types of stores, but I thought that was kind of interesting, and depending on how sturdy it is, quite a good deal. But you know, I still have the old Croppin style totes, and I have the old paper binder, which was like, it was for 12 by 12 scrapbook paper, and it was a rolling tote, but you could expand it and pop it up, and you have like 12 by 12 trays in there. So that's the other reason why I haven't picked that up, because I could use that. It's sitting empty in the room of hoard right now. It's ridiculous. But yeah, got some Christmas wrapping to do. I should probably do that. Well, you know, I've got 2 deadlines I need to finish today, so I'm hoping that I can get those done. It's going to include printing photos, and I get to print the photos for my mom. My mom, the only thing she ever wants for Christmas each year is a scrapbook calendar. And as the kids got older, it's harder to get photos of them. You know, they don't change the way they look. Like when they're little, you know, babies, they look different every month. You take tons of photos. And when they're in school, like elementary school, they're doing cute little plays and cute little concerts, and you take all kinds of pictures. But, you know, as they get older, there's fewer, like, they're not changing their look as often, and there's just fewer opportunities for you to take photos of them. Plus, they get annoyed by you taking photos of them, especially my son gets very annoyed with me taking photos. So it's like, I gotta scrounge, I gotta, like, hit up his girlfriend and be like, do you have any pictures of my son? Because it's scrapbook calendar time. And another thing, speaking of hobbies we don't enjoy anymore, I enjoy making the scrapbook calendar, but I'm telling you, that's the only scrapbooking I do all year. I have some bins. Speaking of my little project baskets, I've got project baskets in the room of hoard, just sitting in shelves that just have like pictures, scrapbook paper, embellishments for making layouts. And it's just like, and if I haven't, I'm the type of person that if I don't use a product or do a project right away, when I'm excited about it, I'm never going to get more excited about that. I'm not going to come back to that and be like, oh yeah, time to scrapbook. I'm going to do it. I tend to be a work on a deadline person, so it's like I will get that scrapbook calendar done probably by December 23rd. Maybe December 24th. I'm usually, I don't tend to procrastinate. I just don't have my photos printed. That's one of those like friction points for me, printing things. I hate printing. I don't know what it is. It's just, that's an unpleasant task. Printing things is an unpleasant task. I used to get overwhelmed by selecting photos, but now it's like, yeah, I don't have that. That's not an overwhelming task anymore because I have so few photos over the year that it's just like, I just print everything, and, you know, I'll probably have just enough to do a scrapbook calendar. But then I'll print them out in duplicate so then I can scrapbook those. But honestly, you know what I have done the last few years? I've taken the sheets of paper, because I print at home because it's more convenient, plus I don't have my act together. So to, you know, go into the city and get them printed, I guess I could upload them to like one of the big box stores and then go pick them up, but I don't know what size I want. I don't know what I'm gonna need. It's just like, it's just, remember the day when you just drop a roll of film off at the, you know, photo place, or you'd mail it away to the photo place and you get your, you know, packet of 4x6 prints and you were happy with them? Remember that? When you didn't feel like, well, I need to adjust the lighting and I need to edit this and I need to do this and that and the other. And it's like, no, you got your photos, you got what you got, and we were happy with it. You know, we got our grainy photos with the crazy lighting and all the clutter and junk in the background. We didn't crop it out, and, you know, and we worked with that, and it was fine. And we stuck it in our little albums with the terrible magnetic stickums in there that eventually deteriorated our paint. Deteriorated? I think deteriorated. What's the word? Neither word sounds right. Deteriorated. Deteriorated. That doesn't sound like a word. Is that a word? You know when you say a word, sometimes it's like, oh, that's not right. Deteriorated. To deteriorate. Deteriorated. That's got to be it. I don't know. I'm not an English professor. Nobody's coming here for an English lesson. Oh my word. Oh, if you are trying to learn the English language while watching my videos, I do not recommend that. It's ill-advised. Yeah, and so we put our stuff in books and we enjoyed them. Now we have a bazillion photos in the cloud, online, social media. Maybe that's why I don't feel like I need to scrapbook anymore, because it's all out there in the cloud. It's all up there. I can just look up somebody's name and I can see photos of them. And, you know, that's right on my phone. I don't even have to open a book. It's sad. It's kind of sad and kind of not. It kind of does take the pressure off of like documenting everything. But then again, how much of this information is going to be around? You know, I was listening to this video because I tend to have videos playing while I'm doing other things. I don't often sit down and watch things. I'm part of the problem with why YouTube is what it is, I guess. But there was this interview with Malcolm Caldwell where he was answering tech questions, and he was talking about, somebody asked him a question, I'm paraphrasing, something about where can you find all the information you need on the internet, or how do you find all the information on a topic that you need? And he was saying, well, you can start with the internet. Maybe they were asking about Wikipedia, because there was a question about Wikipedia, and he was saying that really you can get an overview on the internet of the information you need, but what you really have to do is go to a library, talk to a librarian, get the books on the subject, because nothing you find on the internet is going to go as in depth as you need to really master a subject or learn about a subject. And my mind was blown, because I was just thinking I can find any information I want with my phone, with my computer. I can just look it up on the internet. But really, you're only finding the surface level information. Kind of like what I was saying with like a website, catalog website versus the actual catalog. I love Blick. I mean, that's just like not paid endorsement or anything, but just free endorsement. I love Blick art materials. Anyway, and sometimes they leave comments, which is like totally like mind blowing. Like, oh my gosh, Blick is watching my videos. Oh, got the vapors. It's like a famous person. But where was it? But yeah, it's like we only scratch the surface, and the way we consume content online, we literally are only scratching the surface, because we scroll. I will, like, in the morning, I will drink my coffee and I will watch, I'll have videos on the TV, but while that's going on, I'm checking my email, I'm scrolling, I'm looking up other things. I'll have a video on, I'll be looking up for the next video to put in my queue, you know? So it's just like I'm taking in all the surface level information, but not really getting in depth with anything. And I think that's what my problem is about the content that I've been creating for YouTube lately, why I'm not feeling inspired, because it's like I used to paint big. Like that painting, I get so many comments on my peony painting. I painted that in like 2004. I haven't done a large painting since I started YouTube. Everything has been tiny, because it's like, oh, I gotta fit it in, like, you know, I'm not just gonna paint for my own enjoyment. No, I'm gonna paint. So no, I did some paintings of the kids for a figure watercolor people paint class I was taking. But other than that, it's all been small stuff, because I can fit it in a few minutes on YouTube for a length people would actually watch. I need to get my act together and, you know, paint things that are less surface level, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I've just got delirium, sickness brain. I don't know. But that's all I have to say today. And thank you for watching. Until next time, happy crafting. Let me know what you're up to in the comments below. Bye!